today we're going to share with you how we've extended Salesforce by using our AppExchange vendor and how we've seen a dramatic transformation in the resource equation that's tied to our sales communication process. And so for us, this transformation truly does unlock the business value that is tied to our sales, our support, and our management teams across the bank. Marketing on demand, or we refer to it in short as MOD, they can actually go in and customize their own printed materials. They can create mailing campaigns. They can decide on the production and even the delivery parameters. There are a lot of different things that they can do using this system. It's directly integrated with Salesforce, and thus it provides that seamless integration that we need for our sales communications as well as our customer and prospect databases. So in delivering this system, Salesforce and PrintSF have helped us truly transform our business value equation in three significant ways, and this is what we're going to talk about today. The first will be cost savings. The second is time savings, and this is the actual number of hours that our people, be it the sales teams and also the support teams, are actually having to expend to develop and implement these programs and materials. Last is revenue growth. This is the increased sales volume and ROI delivered as we're able to actually reinvest a lot of the time that we're saving from all of these processes and reinvest that back into developing more productive and impactful sales programs. So by our switching to this AppExchange vendor, PrintSF, we actually saved 53% on the operating costs that was associated with our marketing on demand program from our former vendor. I'd just like to point out that not only did we realize substantial cost savings, but we also gain substantial functionality as it relates to areas such as data integration, customization, and even the analytics. So what you're looking at now is the second factor in our value equation, which is time. So 2 weeks was the amount of time that it used to take us to produce a simple sales communication piece. Now, 60 seconds is the amount of time it takes to produce that same piece using Salesforce. So simply stated, using Salesforce and PrintSF, we now can accomplish in about 60 seconds what it used to take us 2 weeks to do, and sometimes longer. Here you're looking at an example of our wealth management team bio sheets. And this is something that our investment officers use to introduce themselves and the team that's servicing that client, so they'll know, who's there to assist them. All right, the first thing we would do, the investment officer would send a request to marketing for the bio sheet. Then marketing would gather the investment officer's contact information. We'd coordinate headshots. Next, we would then send that information to our creative team. The creative team would then develop that bio sheet, and then they would send it back to marketing, and then we would send it to the investment officer so that they could approve it. Then the bio sheet would get sent to legal for them to approve. Then after legal approves, the final file then would go to the printer. The printed bios would then go to the investment officers, and then finally the investment officer would either hand deliver or mail that bio sheet. So, a lot, many steps, in fact, too many. Here's the process that we go through today. The investment officer decides that they are in need of a bio sheet. They themselves simply go into Salesforce, they choose the template, and within a matter of time, they can create their own collateral. Now, the list preparation, the document creation, all of those steps, they're still happening in the background. All of those steps still remain, but what's happening is all of that is being done seamlessly in a more automated fashion. So it makes it go so much faster. And so with Salesforce, that Salesforce user is actually given end-to-end control of the process, which is huge. And as little as 60 seconds, they can produce their own sales collateral. We've done some analysis about the amount of time that it actually takes to save, that we're actually saving from that old process. And what we discovered is that we were saving some 370 hours a month when we changed over to the new process. So you may be thinking, well, that sounds like a great story, but can it really be done in 60 seconds? So I want to demonstrate to you that it absolutely can. And starting with our instance of Salesforce, we're going to do this in real time. As you can see here, this is our instance of Salesforce. We have embedded into the screen our mod button. So once you click on the mod tab, it takes you seamlessly into the mod environment where that particular collateral is stored under the collateral section. They simply hit the order button, and then that launches them into the personalization screen. They can then have a lot of different choices here. They can choose to have it in a digital format or in a printed format. And in this case, let's say this person wanted printed materials. They simply enter the unique employee ID numbers that are tied to those investment officers. And once they do that, they can very easily choose how many they want printed. They then select the proof button. The proof comes back to them very quickly, and as you can see, they can check it over, make sure all of the information is correct, and then from there, they approve the proof, hit submit, and they're done. Actually, it's less than 60 seconds. So we've talked about the time and the cost savings, that aspect of extending Salesforce. Now we're going to talk about putting productivity over process, which certainly leads to increased revenue. So how do we use all that extra time to grow revenue? Here's an example of a promotion that we recently did with our commercial real estate lending group. Now, it may seem simple enough, but let me tell you, working with product teams and risk management when it comes to anything that's related to credit, it does require a lot of time, energy, and focus. So all of this means nothing until you can prove that it's doing something. I'm sure you would agree. Well, our proof point was the improved analytics that allowed us to track everything that went out the door. So that includes the cost allocation, utilization, activity history, ROI. Yes, I said it, ROI. Believe it or not, anybody that sent anything out using this system, we could actually track any opportunities that were associated with that collateral going out the door. So that was pretty impressive. We were happy to be able to do that and to prove to our key stakeholders that this system certainly is of value to us. So there you have it. With hard dollar cost savings, huge time savings, and also the capacity and revenue growth, we were highly successful in actually extending and transforming our business equation by using Salesforce and PrintSF.